No, so jewelry started about 80 years ago.
Today I am joined by someone who's redefining luxury living in Mumbai, Mr. Mahesh Jagwani, Notandas Realty. जब नोतनदास ज्वेलर इतना अच्छे से चल रहा था, रियल स्टेट में आने की क्या जरूरत पड़ी आपको ऐसे?
So our major focus markets are Bandra, Khar, Santa Cruz, Juhu.
We'll be talking about his real estate journey, the challenges of entering Mumbai real estate redevelopment scene, his signature style design, and what truly defines luxury in today's world. The most surprising request you would have ever received from a home buyer.
Crazy demands that I've got is, okay, put microwave for us, put oven for us, put dishwasher
Give us
for us.
furnished.
TV and all. What if I would, and I'll put a 32-inch TV and they'll be like, I wanted a 65, and then they're going to go abuse the developer only again that your TV is small. So
Also, this episode is powered by Kalpatru Doors and Plywood, India's #1 door manufacturing brand. And now, let's dive into the incredible journey of Mr. Mahesh Jagwani. So hi Harsh, welcome to my show called Spotlight with Chirag. One Sindhi brother meeting another. How are you feeling? सब बढ़िया किया है?
सब ठीक. So
अच्छा, चलो बढ़िया है.
Hindi after long.
Yeah. So Harsh, like nobody in Mumbai, like अगर मैं बात करूँ तो everybody would know what Notandas jeweler is. पूरे मुंबई में आप छाए हुए हो. जब भी कोई नूतनदास की बात किया सबसे पहले नूतनदास ज्वेलर स्ट्राइक करता है. नूतनदास ज्वेलर इतना अच्छा चल रहा था आपका. वाई यू केम इन टू रियल स्टेट, मतलब क्या ज़रूरत पड़ गई रियल स्टेट में आने की?
No, so jewelry started about 80 years ago.
Okay.
Pre-partition. From Pakistan, because we are Sindhis. From Pakistan, my grandfather came to India, Jaipur, then Mumbai. So jewelry's been there since that long. So it's hard to match up that kind of legacy. Real estate also hasn't been very, very young. I believe the first project we did was about 20 years ago, 2002 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. My dad had taken that up in Bandra, where our current office is. That was also built out of his own need. He needed a showroom in Bandra for jewelry, and वो time पे he couldn't find a showroom, तो ये plot मिल रहा था, and that time real estate was very, very different compared to how it is now. So organically that happened. Then 1 or 2 years after that, he got the plot next to it as a pure development play, and then so it was very, very organic, not like a planned expansion into real estate. Over the last 4 or 5 years, we've been doing a more conscious kind of a larger footprint in real estate. So that is where the whole growth journey started, and you can see a lot more projects currently.
Okay, so it has been like 4 to 5 years that you have started your construction. So in which areas majorly?
So we've been working the entire western belt. We are very, very clear that the kind of projects in terms of luxury or locations that we want to do. So our major focus markets are Bandra, Khar, Santa Cruz, Juhu. We have a pipeline lined up in Versova and South Mumbai, which should take off sometime next year. We don't want to go into other markets where it's a more price conscious kind of a buyer, not to take anything away from them. But 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms are not our focus currently.
Okay. So अभी आपने जैसे बताया that you entered into real estate 4-5 years back aggressively. अभी Mumbai being such a strong market, everybody knows in the world. There are many already big players who are established, really well settled in Mumbai. तो बोलते हैं ना हर एक इंडस्ट्री का एक गुंडा रहता है ऑलरेडी. मुंबई रियल स्टेट में ऑलरेडी बहुत हैं पहले से. So how difficult it was to enter into real estate and working more towards government rules and regulations, how you managed that roadblocks?
So I won't lie, it wasn't very hard but also not very easy. It was somewhere in the middle. I believe because like you said, Notandas has such a strong brand name earlier. So of course that trust factor and all in terms of sales or what we launched, we didn't have a problem on that aspect. Again, when we were looking at the entire market, although there were so many developers like how you say, and every area had its own kind of key players, there wasn't any product or any developer which everyone loved. Everybody would always go out and abuse the developer they bought their house with. So it's not like it was a very satisfactory one brand kind of this thing. Of course, things are changing, larger players are coming in, everybody's getting their act together. That is of course happening as a daily process. But at that point of time particularly, there was a major gap in terms of trustworthiness, delivery on time, quality, things like that, which now we take for granted, pre-RERA times,
True.
pre-GST times, things like that. So that was kind of the easy bit. We were very, very clear what our strengths are. In terms of regulatory approvals, things like that, my first building, I didn't know anything. So of course, we had done a few buildings earlier, so we had a few consultants. You have a BMC architect, you have a licensing consultant, things
True.
like that. But I wouldn't even know how many NOCs would be required or how long a timeline of NOCs would take and things like that. So of course, we learned on the job. So that was maybe a little tough, but I believe the newer government, or ever since the policies got streamlined, I don't think approvals take that kind of time if you have everything in order. Of course, it's one of the more time consuming things, but it's not that if you want to do anything out of the box, it might take time. But regular approvals should sail through.
So on your projects, normally when it comes to approvals, as you said, you finalize any projects. So how much time durations that you have in it, you focus for construction, like?
So we are quicker that way. I believe the fastest we've got any approvals is from the day our designs were ready, which was
Okay.
maybe about a month to design get it ready, which was very, very fast. We got all approvals in hand in 4 months after that.
Okay.
So I believe 5 months was when we really squeezed in everything, put all our efforts. I believe in average you should consider between 6 to 8
And
months. Again, deciding on if there's environmental clearance or there's coastal regulation or things like that, because it's not one glove fits all. Every
multiple
area, every
regulations.
location has
Huh.
different. Maybe a plot has a reservation, so you cannot put a general timeline to it. But I think any developer getting approvals in 3 to 6 months, three is tough, but if anybody can, great, is a great kind of a timeline.
Okay. So I have majorly noticed that your development takes place in Andheri, Villeparle, Chuhu, Bandra and Santa Cruz, which are majorly known for premium luxury or luxury. Why you have only focused, like I can want to ask, like, why only these areas that you're eyeing on?
So we've not particularly focused on it. Luxury, I believe, just comes naturally to us. If you look how Mahesh Notandas was placed earlier, even now, we are very, very strong on the whole Western belt, mainly the markets that you've been mentioning, and that by itself is a ultra luxury brand by itself, even within the players of jewelry. So it was more of a complementary product for us. We had a lot of cross sale kind of thing where our jewelry clients would come and buy property from us, or our property clients would go and buy jewelry from us again. So that was kind of just complementary for us. And the focus, I mean, we weren't planned developers, so it's not that we got into that, oh, this is more economically logical, one bedroom, two bedroom, maybe we can maximize or things like that. We wouldn't even know maybe how to do it. So even when we develop now, I believe we put a complete blind eye towards construction costs. Of course, we do keep a watch on it, but I believe compared to a typical developer, we are a lot more lenient on the kind of materials that go in or the kind of quality we build.
So I wanted to know your projects majorly have distinct design. How does the planning of structure, layout, designing takes places at Notandas Reality?
So I think the heart of every project is the architect of that project. I would say developer, but we can't take all the credit. So I think that's where the heart of the project is. We've been lucky to align with great minds. We have Seema Puri, we have Ahmed Hanukar, Talati Pantaki. They've all been designing buildings for us. They themselves put in a lot of passion into the building. I think the other side of it also comes from the developer based on what brief they give the architect, because they can only output what input they get. So when we start, we do a deep understanding of what the client wants in a particular project for that particular location. It's not that one size fits all again. So in one particular project, how can we bring in the neighborhood, what is lacking in that particular market or the next competing building or the next door building, what clients are looking for. That's where we start. Then of course aesthetics, a concept comes out, architect pulls out a concept, we make a lot of changes. In India, you have to be vastu compliant, you need to do multiple things to make it uh, launch ready or client friendly, if you might say. So it's a eventual process. I mean, unlike the larger players, we keep looking at our plans every day, we keep looking at the building designs every day. So even when the building is maybe, if we're doing a 20-story building and it's 8 floors up, we still make changes. I think many of the boutique developers have the liberty to do it like us. I think once you're larger, then with the whole kind of SOP and going through multiple layers, if the GFC is made, it's made. If a project is 3 years and in 1 year we get a better idea while it's under construction, we still make that change. So we still try to tweak it wherever we can. I think that's a major difference between a amazing project and a very very good project.
And this also helps you when it comes to any customer who is coming to buy a property. So do you guys genuinely explain them कि मेरे different building क्यों है design wise and all, या generally club house है, gym है, इस तरीके पे आपके projects sell हो जाते
So
हैं?
I believe based on the projects we've delivered, the company has got quite a bit of goodwill and reputation from clients in terms of what we are going to build. Earlier, yeah, for the first few buildings, they would think that okay, they're showing this, are they going to make it or not? Does it make sense or not? Why are they charging me a 5 to 7 to 10,000 rupee premium or a 20% higher compared to other people in the market? But I think once you cross all those barriers and you consistently keep delivering something above market or something that people haven't seen, then your brand reputation kind of gets aligned with that thought process.
See, in Mumbai, redevelopment is very competitive. What challenges you face when it comes to society redevelopment?
So I believe I'm one of the unluckiest developers in redevelopment.
Okay.
We currently have about 9 projects running. From 9, maybe about 2 must be a redevelopment, and the other 7 are either greenfield or joint developments with
Okay.
owners. Uh, of course, an acquisition and redevelopment is a lot more harder, I think. Definitely requires lesser capital. So on a business spreadsheet kind of a thing, it is a lot more lucrative and a lot more smarter. Now we have no option because of Bombay's scarce of land and things like that. So of course redevelopment is the only option. We have a few in the pipeline. I believe the biggest challenge I find in redevelopment is the time period, right? Because if I am looking at a project now, if I'm analyzing a project now, and going forward with it, if it's a green field, we can wrap up the land title purchase maybe in about 90 days to 120 days. Now if I'm in a redevelopment, there's first one meeting, second meeting, then a PMC comes in, then tendering goes out, and then you put in an offer, then there's about 10 developers, 10 become 5, 5 become 3, then once final. Till the time you finish this entire rung of process that is there, you're already a year into the project. You've been chosen as the preferred developer now. Then you start making plans, approvals, things like that. From the day you first meet a society till the time you actually hit the first nail into the building, it's about 2 years most of the time. I've seen projects that have been not enough hours, but I've seen the timeline to be 4 years, 4.5 years also. But that kind of not messes up, but you can't predict your kind of business model or when it's going to start or when it's not, right? I think that's the major challenge, not for us, even for other developers in the redevelopment space. Other than that, I think it's a great space to be in. We are going more aggressive in it based on how we've been bidding with societies. A lot of them have come our way, so we are happy in that sense, but we are very very conscious as well. So we won't go out and bid for something out of the blue which is not a strong market and maybe might be a waste of time for us or the society as well. So if we get offers for 30 societies, we will not bid 30. We'll probably bid for 10. From 10, we'll be hopeful that we go through with 4 or 5, because you can't have a 100% hit rate anyway.
True. But in Mumbai, as we were discussing right now, there are already big players. And me being in Mumbai, there are few brand names. As a normal layman, people think यार अगर ये बंदा के मेरा बिल्डिंग बनाएगा, I will be very happy. You entered 4 to 5 years, and now at today's time in Mumbai, everybody is fighting for redevelopment. Challenges बहुत होता होगा, सोसाइटी की डिमांड्स भी हो सकती होगी. Offer pitching is also one major thing because now it's open market. Everybody feels यार offers जो अच्छा देगा हम ले लो. फिर बिल्डर कैसे भी बना ले वो तो अलग बात है उसमें. तो वो वाला चैलेंज कैसे आप फेस करते हो?
I think the biggest downfall of any society is to go with the highest offer they have. I'm not saying in that sense, because if you don't have trust in the brand that is developing your building, you don't know the quality they're developing or what work they've done in the past. Just because they've given some crazy offer like 95%, 105%, I've been hearing 150, 140% now, I've been hearing. So if you're going in that kind of a mindset, then it is a possibility that if the market turns slightly or if the margins don't make sense, you executed your DA, that same developer might come back to renegotiate with you because you're stuck into a jam, or it'll just be in the limbo and just be staying there till he figures out what to do, right? The redevelopments we are doing too. In both of them, we've not been the highest bidder.
Okay.
The highest bid was maybe 4 or 5% higher than us. I'm not saying it was a major difference, but
So,
then the societies were educated enough and they understood, and we tried to explain to them that this money is not what we want to take home. There's a basic bare minimum requirement that we want to put into the building, and the minute I give you this 5%, the quality will not match what our other buildings or what our entire company portfolio has.
true.
So now you would rather get 5% less and hope and trust your developer that at the final project is over, your apartment pricing will be 20% higher than your next door building, or you take 5% more area and you're still at the same level or maybe at a 5% discount to market once the building is ready, because it's not come up to that kind of quality.
True.
So it's a very dynamic relation, because in a society there must be 25, 50, 80, 90 members, depends how many ever, depending on land parcel. But everybody can't be on the same page. But you can pretty much, most developers, I believe now, in the first 2 or 3 meetings with the society can judge the mentality of the members. It's not everyone's the same, but you can judge that are they going more for quality or they just want maximum area at whatever kind of a cost or at whatever developer, things like that.
Are there any like funny demands या कुछ ऐसा demand आता है society की
Of course,
तरफ से?
society, I mean, ask for whatever they can think of.
Okay.
It needs to make business sense. So crazy demands that I've got is, okay, put microwave for us, put oven for us, put dishwasher
Give us
for us.
furnished.
Furniture is fine. We do marble, we'll do everything. We do HVAC or whatever. But your white goods and TV and all, what if I went, and I'll put a 32-inch TV and they'll be like, I wanted a 65 inch, then they're going to abuse a developer only again that your TV is small. So
और टीवी बाई चांस एक दिन बंद पड़ा तो आप ओके तो ये कर देंगे
then they won't abuse Sony, they'll abuse
you नकली टीवी लगा के दे दिया. So redevelopment often involves multiple stakeholders. How do you manage fights? Yeah, you're also into real estate. You will have your other colleagues who are also bidding for the same project. So how that interaction happens between you
colleagues
guys?
come competitors,
True.
come friends. No, we've been lucky that way. Also, I think I'm a lot more patient as a person. So I'm aggressive, but when it's acquisition or things like that, I'm patient, and it's not that we're going all guns blaring and taking anything at whatever price. I believe over the last few redevelopments, maybe the last 2 or 3 or 4 maybe, we've reached a certain threshold, and it kind of became like a bidding war between 2 or 3 developers, and after a certain point we pulled back. Now I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't know what Excel sheet or spreadsheet were they looking at. Mine didn't make sense. So I believe this has been happening since the last 3 to 6 months for us, that whatever we've been bidding for, something comes in so much higher and it doesn't make business sense for us. So we'd rather wait and take one good project or two than go out and bid 5 and win, get 5 and then think what we have to do or how make the numbers sense, So that is where we are at today. So we've not gone into any bidding war till now in redevelopment.
Do you want to say that name in camera?
No. I said no. Colleagues come, friends come.
Also, like if there are few times that you feel like I need this project, left, right, center, पूरी मेहनत कर लूँगा मैं, but ये project मेरे को चाहिए ही चाहिए. So any tricky redevelopment deal for which project that you felt, yeah, I need this project anyhow?
I've never come across a project like that, and I hope I don't.
Okay.
Because that's when your judgment gets clouded and you might take some brash calls. We love our work, we love the building that we're building, but I believe in Bombay the one thing that you can't change is acquisition cost, and the market it is. Other markets work in a very different manner. The major cost impact in a city like Mumbai is at what valuation or at what pricing do you acquire a project. If that goes wrong, whatever cost cutting you do, whatever government policy comes, you will not make money on the project because that is your highest cost as such.
True.
So I think we are the most conscious on that. It involves the maximum promoter time, our time personally, when we're looking at the business development acquisition part. Once that is done on the construction and premium front, it's not going to move the needle that much, even if you overspend or if you underspend or if any policy changes.
True. You said about construction, just one thing, this might be a very small thing to discuss. So I've been crossing Juhu. There's a hotel Sea Princess and just uske opposite पे you have your own project. Normally I have seen every builders who is taking up a project, blue color का shutter लगा के cover कर देता है and they put their brand name. Your shutter itself is very colorful. Why? What is that like?
No, so on-site branding, we love our plots. Coincidentally, most of them have been on main roads and a lot of eyeballs. We've seen other developers buy billboards all over the city, spending 1, 2, 3 crores on marketing. This is a free billboard for us, right? And it's a high traffic zone. So I believe we were the first developers to put up a video wall about 4 years ago at the building facade when it was under construction.
Yes.
Now I see it everywhere, which is good. It's a sign of approval that other people are doing this.
True.
Then you were like, what do we do next? Most developers then plaster the brand name largely, that whichever name or whatever, this is our project. We went on a more creative front. We went into more kind of design and art. Coincidentally, in a similar area, suppose only in Juhu, simultaneously 4 projects began together. Bandra, about 4 started together. We kept the facade the same for all of them. So I believe it got a lot more eyeballs because in the time of about 3 to 4 months, people saw it everywhere they went because so much construction started together at one point of time. And also we were very, very subtle, very clean. Not, of course, focus was that it's our project, but if it's a maybe ratio wise, the name would be probably on 10% of the facade, just part of the design. It's not that we are plastering our name and doing an end-to-end kind of marketing branding.
True.
So you actually have to wait. You'll actually wait to look at what this facade is, then actually look into what developer it is after that, not seeing just the name plastered and drive by.
So now we move majorly focus more towards redevelopment. आपके बारे में जाना, ज्वेलर्स की इंडस्ट्री के बारे में जाना, आपका एक्विजिशन जाना. Now building is constructed. How Notandas Realty has a sales process? How you identify that he is my genuine customer or no?
So we, compared to typical developers, don't sell to investors. We are not very investor friendly as developers.
Okay.
Our pricing is usually linked to the end consumer as such. That's where we price our products at. Even if an investor comes, there's very little room as a margin. It will maybe be just as a rental kind of a model if they want to buy something. It's just organic, I think. We get a lot more inquiries. It's more kind of pull marketing than push. So we've never got telecallers. We never got, of course, SEO and all has become basic. But we do a lot of branding. We don't do a lot of marketing. So you'll never know what kind of flow plans do we have, know what kind of building elevation we still put out there, but what is the master layout, things like that. Only if a client is genuinely interested, our sales team is there, they'll give a presentation. They might come to your house and your office and give you a presentation because that's the ticket size. We don't have those many units to sell, and even the ticket price is high. So I think today, from everything we're developing today under construction, our lowest ticket size must be about 14 crores plus taxes, plus GST, plus
that is not
stamp
lowest,
duty in our entire portfolio.
Okay.
So I think earlier it was somewhere around the 9 to 10 crore bracket, and now I think post COVID, now since it's all escalated, prices have gone higher and people want larger units in terms of apartments and office spaces. Our average sizing has also become larger, average pricing has also become slightly higher. So now for that kind of a clientele, they do require service. So hence it's not push marketing, it's pull. We'll give them all the comfort, we'll do the presentations and things like that as per their convenience, but it's not out there with channel partners, things like that. Even if a channel partner is pitching a particular project of ours to a client and calling maybe for some marketing collaterals, maybe like amenity list or things, they'll first ask them the profile, Then we'll decide whether we want to send the material or not.
Your projects are majorly in key areas of Mumbai. So as a home buyer, they genuinely see clubhouses are more important like in these areas, because I feel that are more major requirements towards if you see in Thane or if you see belts of New Mumbai, because there are big township, big land areas to construct a big clubhouse. People in these areas, they genuinely see clubhouses, or if you are providing any badminton court or a pickleball court.
So let's take the word clubhouse out of the equation. I believe post-COVID and even pre-COVID, buildings I believe need amenities. I personally am a strong believer of that. As per what clients think, at least the amenities in your building should align with your lifestyle. So you need that basic requirement. Today everybody is into fitness. A fitness center is a no-brainer. You don't have to make a clubhouse for that, but a good quality fitness center, because if a building, let's say we'll just take an example of 50 apartment building, right? But not very large, not very small, somewhere in the mid
Yes.
segment. Now if 50 apartments are in a building, at least 40 of them, maybe one member uses the gym every day,
True.
maybe in a neighborhood gym or some kind of the other activity. So of course they want that convenience in their building. What if they skip it? If they want to go out for their trainer is one thing, but if they skip one day or they don't have enough time or they want to just, they have that facility in the building. Something, let's say like a swimming pool, 50 apartments, now there are kids. If you're moving in, let's say from a Chembur to a Bandra,
True.
or a Lokhandwala to a Bandra, what swimming pools do you have in this vicinity if you're not a member of a gymkhana or wherever? Where would your kids eventually learn swimming? Either you're going out and buying a 1.5 crore membership with filling up a form, getting a profile, waiting in line, and getting that kind of membership. You have that facility in your building. We are looking at meeting spaces now. So it looks in
Okay.
terms of, forget it that you would, is it required in my building or not? Look at from a perspective, are you going to use this facility at least 10 times a year?
True.
If you as a member, I think people use up the facilities in our buildings a lot more than 10. But even if you're going to use it 10 times, at least you have it in your building to use it than actually making a plan to go somewhere and do it. So of course fitness centers are used a lot more, maybe 5 times a week.
Yes.
And if you give a good quality one, then why will someone go out? If you're just giving it for a namesake basis, if I'm giving a 15 feet long plunge pool, they call it now, or if I'm giving a symbolic gym with only one treadmill and one cycle, nobody's going to use it.
Nobody is going to use it.
But if you're giving it more than the expectation, why won't they use it? Why will they go somewhere out? Because this is more private.
Yes.
This is better maintained. Of course, as developers in our projects, we spend more and so the quality is higher.
True.
So then why wouldn't people use it?
So conversations are going great till now. बहुत कुछ समझने मिला about your projects, the design, the layout that you guys make. Also, you're thinking more towards the customer part. So few things that I had right now. We talk about your projects, everything we discussed about Notandas Realty. Also, one thing I came to your building, I saw pink Porsche.
Yeah.
So why so different color, like as in pink Porsche one, and what is the notable collections of cars that you have?
That is my sister's Porsche.
Okay.
She has another pink G wagon as well.
Okay.
I think maybe the first one in India. So I am fond of cars.
Okay.
Not particularly fond of coloring them different colors that my
Okay.
sister likes. So most of her cars are fancy in that sense. But yeah, so basically what all guys generally would like. So cars, I'm fond of watches as well.
Okay. So any new car that you are planning to buy soon?
I just bought one about a few months ago. The Mercedes SL
Okay.
AMG. So
Okay.
I like that brand. So a lot of Mercedes.
You even go for racing?
Yeah, I was actually last weekend. I was
Okay.
in Chennai. We won the racetrack. So not that often, but
Whenever you get time. So other than this example, if work-wise you are majorly busy from day till night, whenever you are free, what are few things that you like to do? Where people can find
I
you?
actually, honestly enjoy my work quite a bit. So if
Okay.
they were making a plan to tell me to do something else at work, I'd rather do that. But other than that, you'll probably see me at home. I'm more of a homebody during the week.
Okay.
Probably get out once or twice a week to meet friends, catch up. Nothing hectic, but just to catch up and know what everyone's up to.
Okay. So you're a party animal, core.
No, I was when I was younger, not
Okay.
anymore.
So yeah, it was nice having a great conversation with you. I'm literally enjoying it. But before we end, I have a nice rapid fire session with Harsh, which will begin right now. So, Harsh, here we begin the rapid fire round. First one, a car you'd never sell from your collection.
My G63.
Okay, why so?
I don't know. I really wanted it as a child,
Okay,
and then got it after a few years, and I still love it when I drive it. It's still, I think, one of the best cars I have
okay,
in our collection.
okay. One luxury item you bought that was totally worth it.
One luxury item. I don't think of it in that manner in general.
Okay.
I keep forgetting things in every
You
2-3
keep
months
might be
after.
buying everything. पसंद आया ले लो.
No, but I don't value it that much also. Maybe I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but
Okay.
it's more of that euphoria when you're just
That you
buying it
want
at that point of time.
True. The most surprising request you would have ever received from a home buyer.
Oh, I get many funny requests. Somebody
Okay.
asked me, can I move this window 5 feet on the side? Somebody asked me, can I make a hole on top? I get the most random
Okay.
requests. We try to incorporate whatever we can, but most of them are actually some of them
Bizarre.
are ridiculous. They are my clients, so I can't say all of them.
You
They'll
can
know
say
who they
that.
are.
Huh. A habit from your jewellery days that still helps you in real estate.
Uh, I think customer service
Okay.
because jewelry was retail facing, and I believe in the past many clients have not had great experiences with developers.
True.
I think every single one of my client has my number on their phone.
Okay.
They normally don't call me, but they know it as a backup that if we want to reach out to the developer directly, we can call him. So I think that kind of gives the client immense comfort.
I'm into this industry. मैंने ऐसा कभी किसी से सुना नहीं है. People say यार मेरी टीम बैठी है संभाल लेगी.
No, they do it and they are very good. But I myself share my number with them that if they're not
Okay.
handling it, you can call me. Don't worry.
Okay, बहुत अच्छा है. A moment in your career that felt like I finally arrived.
I think like you were discussing earlier in the podcast, when I started off aggressively in real estate, we would go out for redevelopments and things like that. Most people would put off, they're like, oh, Notandas, they're in real estate or what? We thought it's a jewelry brand. When have they started real estate? What are they doing, etc. I think now it's more of a given. I think, I don't know when the exact moment came, but how the transition happened since the last few years. Now people think real estate is much larger and they're like, oh, how much of it is it jewelry? Now it's
Oh.
not that that introduction into real estate has to be given anyway.
Yes. So this is like sea view apartment or penthouse terrace.
Both, no? Penthouse terrace facing
Penthouse
the sea.
terrace नहीं नहीं.
Facing the sea.
बहुत अच्छा जवाब था ये. A luxury amenity that Mumbai buyers always ask for.
Now I think people are a lot more conscious. Ceiling height has become a big one.
Okay.
People are very conscious what's the kind of internal ceiling height they want. And secondly, the neighborhood in terms of not external, but what is the gentry within the building? What are the kind of residents or members that we are targeting, or what are in a redevelopment? What are the older members' profile? And in a completely greenfield, what is the typical stack of apartments you're making to kind of gauge what are the neighbors going to come into the building?
True. That is also very important. The one spot in South Mumbai you dream of doing a landmark project in.
I would love to build something on Marine Drive, but we're not allowed to because of the heritage
True.
precinct. So I think everybody thinks of that, but it's not possible. So
Everybody wants to create some big landmark that area though. So this is something very interesting. In Sindhi world, as we both are Sindhis, so in Sindhi world, property and gold, both are precious. Which one rules your heart more?
I love both. As long as they both remain precious, we'll keep selling. We're happy.
True. पैसा पैसा पैसा.
We do both. So
वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. सो हर्ष इट वॉज रियली मज़ा आया आपके साथ कन्वर्जेशन करके. बहुत कुछ समझने मिला. थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग माय गेस्ट ऑन स्पॉटलाइट विद चिराग.
thank
And
you
here
for
we
having
end the
me.
session. Thank you. Thank you. So that's a wrap for today's episode with Harsh Jagwani, Notandas Realty. If you like the conversation that we had today, आपने कुछ नया सीखा, नया कुछ समझा, so ये एपिसोड को ज़रूर लाइक करें, शेयर करें and subscribe to my channel Spotlight with Chirag. Also, this episode is possible with our partner Kalpataru Doors and Plywood, India's #1 डोर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ब्रांड। और दोस्तों, नए गेस्ट, नए एपिसोड्स आते रहेंगे। सी यू नेक्स्ट टाइम।